Hey, this is Mrs. Hasner, and today's lesson is 6th grade Eureka Math, Module 1, Lesson 6. Okay, our first problem is the Business Direct Hotel caters to people who travel for different types of business trips. On Saturday night, there is not a lot of business travel, so the ratio of the number of occupied rooms to the number of unoccupied rooms is 2 to 5. However, on Sunday night, the ratio of the number of occupied rooms to the number of unoccupied rooms is 6 to 1 due to the number of business people attending a large conference in the area. If the Business Direct Hotel has 432 occupied rooms on Sunday night, how many unoccupied rooms does it have on Saturday night? Okay, so what you do is you start off by what you know. So start writing out. They told you Saturday is 2 to 5, 2 meaning the occupied, 5 unoccupied. Make a tape diagram. They don't tell you to do that, but you should do that. So 2 meaning the occupied for Saturday and 5 for the unoccupied. And then you have Sunday, they told you 6 to 1. Occupied was 6, unoccupied was 1. Okay, and they did tell you 432 occupied rooms on Sunday night. So you have 432 next to your 6 occupied rooms. Okay, so in order to solve it, because you had the 432, you could divide 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, your 6 occupied into 432 to find out how much each square would equal, which would be 72. Okay, so if I put 72 here, this should also be 72. And then these would all be 72. Okay, now I know the total rooms in the hotel. If I add the 432 plus the 72, that's the occupied and the unoccupied, that would give me the total of that. Okay, the question we need to answer is how many unoccupied rooms does it have on Saturday night? Unoccupied here, so I would have to either add 72 plus 72 plus 72 plus 72 plus 72, or I could just multiply 72 times 5 to find out the unoccupied, which would be 360. Okay, number 2. Peter is trying to work out by completing sit-ups and push-ups in order to gain muscle mass. Originally, Peter was completing 5 sit-ups for every 3 push-ups, but then he injured his shoulder. After the injury, Peter completed the same number of repetitions as he did before his injury, but he completed 7 sit-ups for every 1 push-up. During a training session after his injury, Peter completed 8 push-ups. How many push-ups was Peter completing before his injury? Okay, so we know that Peter, before injury, he did 5 sit-ups, 2, 3 push-ups. So here's the tape diagram. You should make a tape diagram. Peter, after the injury, his sit-ups to push-ups, 7 to 1. Okay, now how am I going to figure this out? They did tell us that he completed 8 push-ups, okay, after his injury. So after his injury, he completed 8. So since we only had 1 box here, that has to mean that that equals 8. So you can put 8 in all the boxes, okay? So now, how am I going to find out my question? How many push-ups was Peter completing before his injury? So it would be either add the 3 of these together, 8 plus 8 plus 8, which equals 24, or I could multiply 3 times our 8, which would be 24. Whichever you prefer. Okay, number 3. Tom and Rob are brothers who like to make bets about the outcomes of different contests between them. Before the last bet, the ratio of the amount of Tom's money to the amount of Rob's money was 4 to 7. Rob lost the latest competition, and now the ratio of the amount of Tom's money to the amount of Rob's money is 8 to 3. if Rob had $280 before the last competition, how much does Rob have now that he lost the bet? So again, whatever you know, you should start writing it out. Before the last bet, Tom's money to Rob's money. Tom is 4, 2, 7, okay? After the bet, Tom's money to Rob's money, 8 to 3, so 8 to 3. They also told us if Rob had $280 before the last competition, how much does Rob have now? So this is what we're trying to find out. So how am I going to find that out? If I have the 280, okay, so now you have the 280, I can divide 280 by the 7 to find out how much each one equals, which would be 40. I can fill in the rest of the tape diagram, okay? So now the question is, how much does Rob have now that he lost the bet? Okay, so I could add 40 plus 40 plus 40, which would give me 120, or I could multiply 40 times 3 to get 120, $120. All right, number 4. A sporting goods store ordered new bikes and scooters. For every 3 bikes ordered, 4 scooters were ordered. However, bikes were way more popular than scooters, so the store changed its next order. The new ratio of the number of bikes ordered to the number of scooters ordered was 5 to 2. If the same amount of sporting equipment was ordered in both orders and 64 scooters were ordered originally, how many bikes were ordered as part of the new order? So you have bikes to scooters, they gave us that, 3 to 4, and make a tape diagram, 3 to 4. They told us the new order of bikes to scooters, 5 to 2, so 5 to 2, your tape diagram. They also gave us 64 scooters were ordered originally, so 64. Okay, so what do you think we have to do next to find our answer? Well, we could divide the 4 boxes into 64, right? 4 into 64 to find out how much is in each box, which is 16. And then our question was, how many bikes were ordered as part of the new order? So new order, and our bikes are up here, so I'd have to either add 16 5 times, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, to get 80, or I could multiply 16 times 5 to get 80, okay? All right, at the beginning of grade 6, the ratio of the number of advanced math students to the number of regular math students was 3 to 8. However, after taking some tests, the students were moved around, changing the ratio of the number of advanced math students to the number of regular math students to 4 to 7. How many students started in regular math and advanced math if there were 92 students in advanced math after the placement test? Okay, so again, beginning grade 6, advanced math to regular math was 3 to 8. Sorry, I couldn't go all the way across with those 8. After placement test, advanced math to regular math was 4 to 7. And what else did they tell us? They told us there was 92 students in advanced math after the placement test. So now, I bet you know what we need to do. Are we going to divide? What are we going to divide? We're going to divide the 4 into 92, right? To find out how much each square would equal, be 23. Starting in regular math, 23 times 8, because each box is going to be 23 now, right? So 23 times 8 equals 184, and advanced math is 3 times 23, which equals 69. So in this problem, even though they asked you for the regular and then the advanced math in the beginning, I would still include the total amount of students. Okay? Okay, our next problem. Number 6. I'm going to let you work on this one yourself. You're going to set up the same way. Use tape diagrams. Use all the information you have. During first semester, the ratio of the number of students in art class to the number of students in gym class was 2 to 7. However, the art classes were really small and the gym classes were large, so the principal changed students' classes for the second semester. In second semester, the ratio of number of students in art class to the number of students in gym class was 5 to 4. If 75 students were in the art class second semester, how many were in the art class and gym class first semester? So you're going to do that one yourself. And number 7, Jeanette wants to save money, but she has not been good at it at this point in the past. So the ratio of the amount of money in Jeanette's savings account to the amount of money in her checking account was 1 to 6. Because Jeanette is trying to get better at saving money, she moves money out of her checking account into her savings account. Now the ratio of the amount of money in her savings account to the amount of money in her checking account is 4 to 3. If Jeanette had $936 in her checking account before moving the money, how much money does Jeanette have in each account after moving money? All right, thank you.